start with the stats, because that's your basic fundament that you have, regardless of which mastery you play or which skill you have. The fundament is here, and we don't have much. 16 and D plus. It's all right, but you can't contest really if you can fight someone if they're under end character. Most likely, if it was against only end character, you're probably one of the best, because in the end field, so he does not have much contest power. Only against end character, and if it's not Lighthouse Leon, and if you don't play against another character too, another mastery, because you might meet another mastery. Let's say you start Forest. A true character might be interested in Forest. Can you fight him with Jan? No, not really. And is a mastery. You're pretty weak all game with end mastery. Not much stat as usual in end character. All end character are pretty weak stat. Yamu too. Even though you have 58 armor, 46 attack is nothing. Does not amount to nothing there. Pretty weak too. 49, 51. That's pretty weak too. 49 is pretty low. It does not have skill. It's not that skill. Sometimes a weak stat doesn't matter that much if you have good skill, but Nikki does not have good skill too. Just like Jan and Youngwoo has good skill, but he has no stats. 46. He has good skill, but no stats, so the pain of an end character. Leon, at least he has a good start to help him, but Natapon has HP and stamina, which is helpful when you get contest a lot with end character. Gets an extra stamina from his skill set, so he's more flexible in that regard. So yeah, then early game not much. So you have a rough spot early game already, as any end character. That's why end character is difficult, because the early game is difficult. And if you survive from that, though, if you survive and you get a good early start, which does not happen a lot, but if you do, you might have a good character, though. The early game is early game. You can already determine pretty much after the first round pretty much who is going to win. Didn't get any contest on his route and is already ahead from the first round already. You can already tell from the first round. If you got a lot of contests in your first round, you're going to have a lot of problem coming back from that game. And it's the case for any end character. And the first one is Octagon Fever. This Octagon Fever was not there previously. It used to be different for Jan. It used to be you had to build stacks by fighting people and hitting people, but it was difficult to build a stack with the previous skill he had. All the odd blood combo. It was called the odd block combo, and yeah, it was a difficult one to build stack. Now it's easier to build stack from summoning your Octagon Fever. The thing, like I said, is you do reveal your location, and early game, like we just said, you are very weak, so you might have some people pretty far ahead, like a gun character that's very interested in fighting you, because a gun character can get ahead pretty fast. So. So you do off summon your Octagon Fever, but you might have some pain if someone already ahead of you jumps in, which is that problem. You don't build much stack otherwise. It's a good skill if you're ahead, but end character are not ahead in the beginning, so, unless you're already the best player in the lobby. That's of course. If you are the best player in the lobby, you're sure Jan will dominate that lobby, but it's not usually the case. Usually, there's always someone better than you can in your game. So most of the time, you will have problem with summoning your Octagon Fever. You will kind of get scared to summon it because you don't want to attract onlookers in your fights. The idea from it is you have accuracy rate plus 10% and armor plus 10 if you do reach your 10 stack there. If you do 10 hits, or some people leave because when the challenger dies or leave the area, you gain 2 stacks. You can summon the Octagon Fever too when you jump into a new area. You can summon the Octagon Fever because you heard noise in that area and you jump in and you think you are ahead and people might leave and give you 2 stack there. But most of the time, that's what you're trying to build early game. You're trying to build enough stack to have your Ardent Will activated, and you most likely then after that try to hold your Ardent Will because it's 10 plus armor, and now we have decent stats. We joined Yanwu at 459 with the Hardened Will. We have decent armor just like Yanwu, and if we do have the Hardened Will activated. And when you have 10 stack or more, that's when you can use your second skill. We'll fight against Saki. Yeah. Also, when you have 10 stack or more, you also have a reduced damage taken by 2. Not only you get armor plus 10, but reduced damage taken by 2. So it's very good to have to keep your Hardened Will because it gets more rumbly jam there. That's how you'll build your Octagon Fever, either from someone you can trade with, or if you are ahead, someone will leave and you will give you 2 stack. That's how you build your Octagon Fever. Like I said, the problem with the Octagon Fever is that you reveal your location. So during nighttime and plus, people are done with their build, and the people that are ahead are looking for fight nighttime and plus. And if you're spamming your Octagon Fever during nighttime plus, you're going to get visitors there. The visitor of the player ahead. And it lasts for 20 seconds. So you can build. You can almost build an Ardent Will right off the bat if you fight someone and they leave at the hand. But a cooldown, also they didn't talk about the cooldown, 60 seconds. It's pretty fast. 60 seconds is pretty fast. You can get your Octagon Fever pretty often too. If you're missing out on stack and you want to build it, you probably have it pretty often, 60 seconds, and it lasts for 20 seconds. But you don't get the full value during 20 seconds because someone might have left. But so it's pretty much every 60 seconds you have another Octagon Fever. But also the fact that even though you don't have your 10 stack already, or you're below your 10 stack, because when you're going to spend your stack with the second skill, it's good to know that you still have a reduced damage taken by 1 there, even on 5+ stack. So if you go below 5 stack there in the game, you're spending a little bit too much there. You want to at least remains over the 5 stack mark there. So you get at least a 1 damage reduction. I mean, the accuracy rate, I didn't talk about the accuracy rate, but accuracy rate does help a little bit to get more damage done on player. But at the same time, end character, they don't really rush their weapon. They usually upgrade their weapon gradually. So you do some damage, but you're not the end character, or not the character that does the most damage. Is there any must item on his build? No, not particularly. There's nothing that really helps Jan particularly on the item list. So no. We usually do that at the end. After we talk about his kit, his stats, his mastery, and his skill, we usually cover the item that we can craft for Jan. But there's not really anything that's particularly fit for Jan. That's why also that's why we said that he does not have contest power, because at the beginning of the game he does not have his Octagon Fever activated. his Ardent Will activated, so he does not have that at the beginning. And then when you go over the 10 or 12 stack, because 12 stack is your maximum, is your limit on Octagon Fever. When you are at 12, it's time to spend at least one stack to consume here. How does it work? Consume one Octagon Fever stack and deliver a combo attack. If Ardent Will is activated, so if you have 10 or plus, consume 5 stack and gives 1 extra effect. So the 5 stack consume, you do more skill damage, which is it's a low amount because that's the amount that Aya does without having to go through all the trouble we did there. It does more than that without having to go that trouble there. Bernice does more than that. It's 9 seconds. So 3 seconds is one hit, dude. That does not last long. One hit, you're slow, but it's one hit, dude. That does not last long. Potentially, if you reach the last area, you can potentially spend multiple of those, but since you have 10 plus stack, but you can do 2 rounds of those because there's no cooldown on that. So you can spend the whole shenanigan there and do your combo multiple time, multiple stack because you can do 1 stack from 12. So you go at 7. If you have the Octagon Fever, you'll stack up more stack. Then you can do it again when you're at 10. Then you add T double clip there because you in the last area it lasts for 20 seconds. So the first one you do one of those, and you keep fighting. You rebuild it over 10. Do one more, and you slow again. And after that you up to the roll clip because it only lasts for 20 seconds. 20 seconds. That's the ultimate, but that's the ultimate Jan combo there. But you have to reach the last area, which is the problem. Most of the time, Jan does not reach the last area because he's weak before that. So that's the ultimate there. But it's like Adriana. Adriana is the queen of last area too, but she has to reach last area. And the problem with Adriana, she's a true character, and true character is a pain because multiple things he has on his toolset. And mastery is a problem, the weak one. Octagon Fever reveals your position, and just have basically during the game you basically don't have a skill because you don't want to spend too much your all block combo, but you don't use that much of the all block combo. Because, like I said, you want to keep Ardent Will, so you don't spend much of it during the game. And like I said, last area you want to spend, but at the same time, another problem last area is that you're not 1v1. You might have 2 people against you in the last area. So even though you use skill damage and stuff, it might be another person, so it splits. It's kind of split what you do there. Or you could potentially keep it until someone dies, and then you're 1v1. So that's what could be the thing too. So you have to hold your octagon. Then if when the other person dies, and now you're 1v1, now you can summon the Octagon Fever and do what we just said. The hot blood combo on 1% because it's the relevant person left, and there you go. You might kill them there. There's a lot of if. There's a lot of if something goes well for you. if another person dies, if for Jan that's pretty. There's a lot of if. That's why it's difficult for him because you don't pass successfully all the if to reach the end game there. Summary for Jan is a difficult one because of her early game and mastery early game, and his Octagon Fever early game is annoying if you're not ahead, and it's not a mastery that gets ahead easily. Not famous for that. Like just like any hand character, they have a rough early game and they don't survive past that. Like I said, it's only when you are ahead and you are the strongest in the lobby, the Jan is can truly dominate there. And for recent result and attitude, we'll go for purple. We're not building a crit build here for red. And accelerate, we are on melee, we can use accelerate. Counter-attack is also something you can use, but it's more difficult on your stamina. And if you get contest a lot, which you can be on N, I'd rather have the flexibility of accelerator. Yeah, like it's of course it's doing that build because I was watching it yesterday. The whole teammate did was Marshman Rush. Yeah.
では頑張って生き残ってください。勝利と安全を祈ります。
Got something for that.
心が
Oh. We have here, friends. But first. Goes. Hmm? Guess having enough power indeed. We were lucky to start on the big. Any kid followers, I first say there. Welcome. There is some Jan action there. Zaki-san. The mighty Zaki-san, dude. I have to get rid of the herbal liquor first. We don't need the letter in that build, I guess. That's right, the sound effect for sure. No delay. I mean, he only took one, right? Double potato. That's good. Of course, Saki-san is wreaking havoc on that lobby.
乱れているな。
Could be the time when we do upgrade our weapon though. I guess that double hit there. Not good. Need the weapon. Fight against Zeki-san. Also, we didn't get the Ardent Wheel before Baron Gorilla, which we also need. At least the weapon is done. Also, we have no food. Help me get out that part. Getting bear there. Again, Gorilla, Power Station. Get a bracelet. Got that too. It's good to stall away from Zeki. Undo. I don't even want to finish the harm. Dang. Let me finish my harm. Usually I go for the helm, but this time I want to finish the bracelet first. Don't find the bracelet. Finally. Go, go, go. We don't need that. Spider. For Dagos. Do that. I want to die. Move around there. Yep, we got the harder wheel now. Stay on that. We hold the alcohol is good for bad. Alright, so big one. Potato. I need potatoes. Back easier. Or gunshot. No, no. Good. Double up on that. Now let's see. We'll go and bear. Already there. We'll fight against Zaki. Yeah. That's how we do. That style. They both air. That was Gorilla and Deforestation. Go. More soy sauce again. Fully. Oh, we do find the bracelet this time. Couldn't find it earlier, but. Fight against Zaki. Ah, we don't, yeah. We don't stand to his BS. Okay, we're good. We're good, we're good. Let me get my soy sauce though. One of my soy sauce over there. Okay, fighting. Yeah, let's fight Zaki, dude. Let's put the hammer on the top one of the player there. That's what we do. We use a hot dog combo for him. We reserve that for him. Probably if Zaki took a lot of stuff here. Did start here, but did he grab the tuna? We'll double up, yep. No food. Fine. Yeah. I need stamina too. We got a bird. Pretty good. Oh, that's the second bear. Not an outfit though. Oh, that's an upgrade one. Guess let's go with that too. Bird. Yep. Weapon defect, dude. Hackers? Good against me. Weapon defect. Dude. Watch out with weapon wise. Ah, there's no cotton glove. Very rare for us to have a weapon. Alright, number 2. There's nothing I can do. Hmm. Have to look for one more bear for the flower. I don't want to fight Zaki. He died! Ooh. I died too. I didn't mean to stay with that one extra hit there. Dude. So even though we didn't reach the hand here with Jan, you get an idea how you can play and use his skill though. And if you do reach the last area, it's the same thing too. You use your combo once, slow them, hit until your iron wheel back, hit them again, and then hit T the wall clip. Yeah. See you in the next one.